minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
Shake it back! Does that feel good? Yeah.
It's like pull starting my lawnmower. What's up, Shake and Bakers? Welcome to episode 16 of the Shake and Bake Show with Stevie Fast, Broke Neck Jackson. Lyle smoked my eyebrows off Barnett and has squirrel fi at the truck stop Wi-Fi. Courtney did her hair nice, Cabernet slice of cake enders. And we missed you guys last week. I missed the hell out of you guys.
It feels weird on Tuesdays whenever we're not here.
Yeah, I missed last Tuesday we were all working, and I miss hanging out with the fans. I got a lot of mail about why we didn't do it last week. It's every other week deal, but I missed you guys and I missed the fans. What have y'all been up to?
I got this influx of text and messages last week like, hey, man, shake and bake tonight. Hey, man, shake and bake tonight. Hey, guys, you going to shake and bake tonight? And, we don't always do it every other Tuesday. It just depends on what happened the week before. But here we are. And that's all that matters.
We at least
I've been
preempted
in the world.
We said we're going to take a week off, hit you hard after Norwalk. Or where did we just come from? Norwalk.
Yeah, that's it. I
have
been beadlocking the world. I have been doing zero racing, which is very sad. But that's going to change soon, we hope. That's about all I got. Boring, really.
You haven't been beadlocking the world. What you do is you sit there with your forklift and your Yingling and you make TikTok or you make Instagram reels.
Listen, you like that.
I do. Who in the comments saw it? Because I don't know how he's going to top it next week. I thought it last time, and then you did it this week. I was on my run when I saw it, and I said, this motherfucker.
I'm not to be trusted on a forklift, FYI. Ever.
So your video trailer today was the coolest shit I seen today. Like, I was rolling around the floor. It was great.
What's a girl got to do? I'm walking around in 105-degree weather, sweating in my sports bra, trying to promote this show, and here comes Lyle with the skirt.
And a dog. It was a dog that did it.
Work smarter, not harder. That's what I always say.
Yeah, you gotta start jumping off of cliffs and shit if you're gonna go on these runs.
Or go running in a bikini or something.
Yeah, whatever.
It was as close as I could get.
That was pretty close.
I mean, that's when I'm like, I do it in the mornings, and that's when I'm planning my day, and I think, okay, this is the time that I have to do this. And I got a text from JT Hudson, and he said, why don't you promote the West Buck show in your bra? And I said, well, that's the way it is.
Because Shake and Bake, we're the grungy side. The comments are already asking a bunch of questions that we're definitely going to get to. So for me, we've been on the road for the last 6 straight weeks. I've been in 2 different continents, 2 different countries. We've been racing. The last time we did this, I was at a shindig in Brazil. And we ran over there, had fun over there, got back to America right before Norwalk and smoked to the track. So I have been wide open. It feels good to take a little bit of a break. What are you drinking there, Double C? It looks like I saw that we were not be winoing tonight.
I want you to lead in. I want to lead into what you're drinking by Double O Shit Show's comment that asked, "Is Courtney wearing a poodle skirt?"
Do you know when I was getting dressed?
Oh, David. So I wish Matt had some footage, but we don't. So we'll have to visually cue the audience in. So when Courtney goes up for E1 in Pro Stock on on Sunday, I get up there and she looks like she's got on a golf skirt. I was like, are you going to the PWGA tour or whatever they call it, the LPGA? So I'm assuming that's what Double O shit.
Either that or about to go meet the girls for pickleball.
Okay.
I wasn't sure what was happening
here. First off, I've been on the road for 11 weeks. Out of the 11 weeks, I've had 9 races. Your girl's tired. She struggles to find a little shit to give in her bag of shits to give by the end of this. And so it's hot.
What it is. You ran out of underwear.
I'm that girl that brings like 40 pairs of underwear to a 3-day trip. Don't even play. But I went to the NASCAR race and all these little PR girlies were wearing these awesome professional looking skirts. And I've struggled to wear something that is shorts that is professional because I got daddy long legs. I got no torso. So I bought one, tried it out at PDRA, got some good feedback at PDRA. I get to NHRA. I've never been made fun of more in my life. Like, it's a good thing I have thick skin on them long legs, because I got everything from Serena Williams to poodle skirt.
It looked like a damn tennis player.
Did it look
like
bad?
A tennis player. No. I think it was great, and I think doing things that are out of your comfort zone are a good thing. I told you look nice, and I think it was good. People giving you shit's not a bad thing. Don't look at that like that's bad.
I walked in the pit, and y'all know the elite pit. I walked into the elite pit. I wasn't awake 47 seconds in that pit, and I got made fun of 27 times. And I might have yelled at somebody who shouldn't have deserved to be yelled at, but it was good. It was hot. I'm rebranding. I'm trying to be a little more professional. Here we are.
Are you going to wear it
lead
again?
in? So Courtney enters the LPGA tennis tournament, and then let's lead us into your segue into the frosty beverage that is before you.
And then I wore a straw hat in second round. I just said, fuck it. So I found this on TikTok. I love Tito's. It's summertime. You put a packet. It says to put 2 packets of Kool-Aid in a bottle of Tito's. I decided to go with 1 based on the color. And then you add a little Sprite, 0, because sugar. A little Simply Lemonade Light, because sugar. And it's delightful.
This is the original Kool-Aid, like the packet of Kool-Aid we had when we were kids?
Yep.
All right, what flavor of Kool-Aid?
I did watermelon, but I also bought a strawberry. If you go to my TikTok, I just posted a video of what I did on my TikTok of how I made it. No regulation, just poured the thing in there, shake, shake, shake. Did about half of my glass with the Tito's and Kool-Aid, which is gonna get rowdy here in an hour. And then I just filled it in to taste with lemonade and Sprite.
Yeah, you wait. When you have a straw in that son of a bitch in about 45 minutes and you're getting all bent up, I'm going to remember that, yeah, it's going to be pretty good. I need to send you
drink of the summer.
So segueing into booze. At the last event, and we're going to start off somewhere else and end up there, I had a tremendous amount of shake and bake outpouring of gifts. I drank an entire – my man Brad Furman from Tasca brought me a bottle of Four Roses, a case of Yingling for Lyle, which I drank Friday.
You didn't show.
Yeah, I had a local guy bring us a bottle of bourbon that was brewed right there in Worcester, and we also drank all that. And then I had a carbon fiber shake and bake guitar pick, some challenge coins. It was pretty cool. The shake and bake movement is out there. You weren't there. You were out there probably beadlocking something. But me and CE were on the ground on making it happen with the fans.
And the bounty still goes. We have people who Stevie even came down to my pit and got me to come get a picture. The bounty is still out for the first person that can get a picture with all 3 of us.
I had 30 people ask me, where is Lyle and Courtney? I said, I don't know where Lyle's at. I said, but she's probably down there in Erica's pits. So I had a guy, very nice gentleman, brought me a bottle of bourbon. And I said, I'm going to go find her. I said, I'm going to go get her.
What's the bounty up to? I mean, what do we?
Well, I mean, there's no like money yet, but it's just like a pride bounty. We can make one and stop.
We need a flask. That's what we need. Stevie, you need.
We got flasks.
No, you need one.
Oh.
Like, keep one with you. First person to take a picture with all 3 of us should get that.
Okay, that's a good idea. Maybe a flask or a semi-automatic weapon.
Oh, and because I'm drinking high test Yingling tonight, like this is.
Oh, we're on high test? Oh, you're full.
Can I get? Yeah. But I was kind of wanting to petition that I get beers and a half for every one.
Yeah, like 1.5 because you're not on
the same participation trophy. We're still in America. 1 for
all right.
I'd like to announce while we're on the booze train that after multiple racing test sessions, I have verified that the Yingling Flight is the new KTR ultralight beer of choice. Yingling Light is the slightly fat boy, just for ultralight beer, just for summer. No, I don't like it better, but it helps me be less fat.
Well, then maybe you should get a skirt like Courtney when you drink it. Anyway,
I would, but my wiener would be hanging out the bottom of that.
Y'all are going to make me not wear my skirt anymore. Just kidding. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah. And Brad wants to know about the update on warming up the Ron Capps car. I feel like I would be cheating Lyle if the plan was Thursday to knock him out and run down there and get in it. But he wasn't there. So the warming up Ron Capps car challenge continues. We're going to have a foot race. We're going to see how fast.
Thought about doing it on Friday.
I'm just going to go to Denver. Because are either of you going to Denver?
No, but we should. I love Denver. Like,
you gotta go. It's the last band.
I want to go because it's the last one.
Yeah. If my schedule is busted loose by then, I might smoke over there.
You could smoke up here in the Honky Rocket, pick me up at Carthage International Airport. We could go.
Let me tell you about the Honky Rocket. I've been having some pressurization issues. So
not flying.
Wait.
You
gotta
man,
listen.
Listen, we were talking about skirts and golf. Payne Stewart died in a pressurization issue. I'm out.
Not that type of pressurization issue. Mine has just been
lost me as a co-pilot.
Let him talk.
So it's just been like in a pressurized airplane, you don't know when you're riding in the back, but like a quarter of a PSI of pressurization is about 2,000 to 3,000 foot of cabin altitude. So like on your standard commercial plane, you got about 5.5 to 6 PSI, maybe 9, depending on the size of the plane and how high you're going. But on something cruising at 36,000 feet, you probably got about 6.5 to 7.5 PSI. Well, I've been about a quarter PSI low, and I've been trying to figure it out. Then we're flying the other day to somewhere, Zimbabwe or something like that, and I saw that my door seal had a little crack in it at the bottom. So I adjusted the door latches. Moral of the story, pressurization is back up. She's good at 28,000.
It's a hell of a week.
All I'm saying is I can smoke that unit over the mountains and just.
I think I'm going to hop on an American flight and see you there.
Come through DFW and get on my flight.
Anyway, moving on.
Send that out to MJ Boy 8790. He's ready for that selfie.
It was on my story yesterday. You
hey, has Barker Max flown with you at all?
Jeffrey Barker is a big weenie, and he flew with me in the Bonanza, but he refuses to fly in the rocket because he says that it's a death trap. So
he did send me a picture of a case of Yingling Light in his passenger seat today. He has graduated.
Yes. We have finally yep. So I went over to his motorhome. He brought his motorhome to Norwalk. I go over there to get a cold frosty refreshment, and the whole the whole refrigerator is filled up with Yingling. So we are changing the world.
I agree. Chris,
this is a good one to get into before we get into PDRA. Oh, who we got? We got some cheese.
Yeah,
smoky cheese. I don't even see it. Oh, there we go. Hey, thank you, Chris. We appreciate it.
Dude.
We're gonna when you guys do that for the show, or you buy our merch,
we're
$20
closer to getting Courtney out of a skirt.
Yep.
No, we're $20 closer to getting shake and bake shirts.
So how much donations do we have to get Courtney out of the skirt? That's what we need to find out.
I was really excited about my rebrand.
I actually like it. I think it's good.
Not a fan.
So we got some questions about my health, and then we're gonna because I got some exciting news, and then we're gonna blaze into PDRA, and then we got in about 30 minutes we got a pretty exciting guest segment. I at 9:45 in the morning tomorrow morning have my 6-month CAT scan. So we're going in to blow another 10,000, get my neck scanned. We're hoping for 100% fusion of my spine. That's what I'm going to look like on the little CAT scan table. Thing's going to be smashing my balls, and we're hoping for 100% fusion. I will have a readout on that thing, I think, by the end of the week, if not by next week, and then we will be able to submit some paperwork.
Let's say we've got 100% fusion. When are we burning in?
Ooh, like the very hour. Like I'm leaving the doctor's office and going to the track. I don't even give a shit if I got to pay somebody else to let me drive their car. I am itchy, buddy. I've never been a drug addict, but I know how they feel. I'm pretty antsy to getting that thing. And being like the more you're around it, the more you want to do it.
Before we get into PDRA, since y'all were hazing me and talking about this, no one has addressed the fact that Stevie is now Stevie Bareface Jackson.
Yeah, I'm turning over. Like you said, you're rebranding yourself. This is summertime, Stevie. I'm rebranding myself. I'm working on the fatness.
It's because you lost weight. So
so the human body holds 2.6 pounds of hair. So I'm at least quarter pound lighter.
So what you're really saying is that the weight of manhood was too much to bear.
It was too much to bear.
Okay. Well,
hey, I'm trying. If we're going to be,
can we go into the PDRA before I quit the show?
If we're going to be
tennis skirts and shaving beards, I'm about to get the fuck up out of here.
Hey, if we're going to be the dynamic duo, we got to be each other's counterpoint. Like you can't.
Y'all about to be a dynamic duo. Y'all keep up with this bullshit. Shaving beards, wearing skirts.
You have to know your limitations as a man.
Who the fuck are you?
I can't compete with you in beardness. So if I can't win at something, I normally will just go different.
You've never tried to grow one this long.
Look at yours. No one can compete with that.
Dude, I would I would spontaneously combust. I would be TIG welding something. It will burn up. It will catch on fire.
Or your
I would have it hanging out the front of my helmet.
Airplane would be sucked out of one side, and there you go.
Seriously.
Yeah, they didn't get that.
You're
no longer a man. Yeah, you shaved your beard. I didn't get that.
So I'm going for a run today. Never mind. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a different day. All right, let's talk about PDRA. We got a bunch of viewers on tonight. Thank all you guys for coming on and watching. It makes what we do.
Ken Cartuccio is absolutely just pecker smacking.
Pecker smacking.
That's 3.
Everybody.
Where
it is unbelievable.
In PDRA?
Yeah, like I talked shit about that dude one time about how he just can't pull through, and he has just gone on a absolute tear ever since. So if that's the case, bring him on some show. Tell him to talk shit about how Lyle's poor. He can't find a ride. He'll never win another NHRA race. Let me make it to Indy, and I'm going to smoke the fuck out of everybody there with a turbo car.
Bam! Boy, I got some statistics a little later in the show. It's going to be good.
He is, though. And let me tell you, this weekend at PDRA, this was, and I'm not just saying this, it was some of the coolest racing I've seen in a really long time. Like,
dude,
when you're
so
on
competitive over there, man.
It is. God. When you're on a 9-week string, like, it's hard to impress. Like, I love drag racing, but like, okay, every day is the same. It's a little monotonous. Sunday or Saturday of PDRA was like, holy crap, I'm down at the top end for top end zone. Pro Nitrous, Marcus Butner, which was super cool. First time winner. He's been close. Yeah, 1,000. 1,000 down there in a pro mod car on a whole shot over Jim Halsey.
That's
like, good. That was just incredible. At the tone.
Do we have reaction times on that?
I think it was 29 and 39 or 39 and 49. They were 10 apart, and then they were 9 apart.
Okay.
It was so good. And then Ken Cartuccio, same thing, all day he was leaving on everybody. And Kurt Stedding, right before in our interview in the semis, he's like, man, I got to get up on it. So our little dark horse, Ken Cartuccio, he's got him all on edge.
That's what you get for saying you just can't put it together. Just
he's
can't get it done.
If he wins a championship, I get a cut.
No, I get a cut because after you talk shit, I picked him.
Matt, throw up that parental advisory before Double C gets the straw in the bottle of Tito's and just sucks the life out of the world with the cuss words. There we go. There's your parental advisory content. Thank you for letting your kids watch Shake and Bake Show. If you're letting your kids watch Shake and Bake Show, put them to bed because
friendly reminder that the Shake and Bake Show is not for kids. Get them the fuck to bed.
Also, my dad's watching. I'm sorry, Daddy.
Oh yeah, sorry, Dad.
Is your mom watching?
Probably.
Love that woman.
We don't have to change the logo. I can. You ever seen the Capital One beard growing contest? I can look like Lyle in 24 hours. I just gotta.
I like the face. I won't lie. I like the facial hair. I've let you know that. I dig the facial hair.
Yeah, it'll be
Lyle,
back.
You know I love your beard.
About 4 hours.
So yeah, Butner over Halsey, awesome. Cartucci over Stedding, freaking awesome. Pro Stock was like throwing the shit to the wind this weekend. Everybody in the top half of the points went out first round. Like, bam, 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 all of them out. By the end of the day, it was Tony Gillig over Jeremy Huffman, which Jeremy Huffman at Media Day at PDRA, he's so positive. I'm just out here to get experience, have a good time. I want to make memories. He's a super nice Christian man. And I told him in his interview, I said, what happened to just coming out having a good time? You're out here hurting feelings. It's his second final round in 2 races there. And he's going to have his day here in a minute. But some of the heavy hitters out first round and just opening that door wide open to everybody else. And it was pretty cool. And then Doug Nickel over Old Murph in 6:32.
When did Emperor Franklin go out?
It was nasty. I love her. That was bad. Semifinals. It was a great race, but she lost on a whole shot. It was one of those where the fans were there. They showed up at PDRA this weekend. Stands were full, but Maryland always brings out a really, really good. Oh, there's my mother. Thanks for watching my dog this weekend. They brought out a ton of people. It was awesome. Stuck it out through the rain. We had a massive hailstorm on Saturday. Like, I get in my rental car and it's rocking it. I had to turn my rental car around because I was afraid that the hail was going to break my windows. But beautiful on Saturday. Really? Got it done. Yeah, it's Friday. I'm sorry. Friday was the hailstorm. Got it done, and it was pretty awesome. So shout out to the PDRA for a badass show.
Yeah, it looked good. The competition over there is just unbelievable. I mean, it's a lot of it's one on the starting line. Pro Nitrous is hot. Pro Boost is hot. Mountain Motor's hot. Outlaw is 632 is hot. It's as a race fan, besides just competitor, it's a fun show to watch.
I just got a text. I am not Alan Reinhardt. I do not take requests, but I will for this. All of Team Elite is out at Taco Tuesday, and they wanted a shout out. So shout out Team Elite at Taco
Let's
Tuesday.
go.
Hey, what are y'all eating on Taco Tuesday? Send a photo to Stevie Fast's cell phone or Courtney's cell phone. I want to see the table when they drop it out.
Lyle, you know it's not going to end up for you because Travis, Blake, somebody's got.
If
vaginas.
somebody will send Matt a video of someone conga dancing with one of them big sombreros with a big smoky fajita order, we'll put it on the show.
Travis, Red Jesus, that's your cue. Text me.
Chris brought me that Manglewood bourbon. I have not drank it yet, but it's on the docket. I got a kind of bourbon rule. Like when I bust one open, I kind of finish it before I move on. I don't want to feel lonely. So, but it's coming.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Somebody asked how many beers deep I actually was. This is 3 for the night. I always get her kicked off right before the show starts with a little pregame and then hit them hard while we're on here. But Courtney says no. Stevie says yes. I think I should get beers and a half for drinking high.
Fine. If you want a purple participation trophy, that's fine.
Wow. Hey, fans, in the comments, should Lyle, because he's not drinking a unleaded beer, should he get beer and a half points? Or are we going 1 for 1?
100% should.
Well, then I should get 2 for.
I got straight bourbon on the rocks. I should get 4 for. Like that's why I started getting
it's gonna get hefty.
If y'all ever wonder why by the end of the show everything runs
1 for 1. Okay. All right.
If you ever wonder why by the end of the show it completely starts to go off the rails and nothing is scripted and everybody starts cussing, it's because after an hour and a half to 2 hours of shotgun and bourbon through a straw, we get to have a lot of fun. Jeffrey says, Barker Max says, hell no, we won't go. It's 1 for 1.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, everybody's 1 for 1. Oh, we got Jake that says it's 2.7.
Until you fly in the honky rocket, your opinion doesn't matter, Jeffrey, so shut up. How about that?
Whoa.
Jeffrey's daughter's like the biggest Eric Andrews fan in the world, and she is so awesome. She hung out in the lounge with us. We gave her a blue hat. She is the coolest.
Yeah, she loves her some Erica. It's
hey, put up Bowtie Life's comment.
I gotta find it. I'm down in the bowels. I was trying to find one back up a little bit. If Matt finds it. Oh yeah, Matt. See, Matt's so much faster with a computer than me. I'm like on a typewriter.
Bowtie Life, not true, because Pete taught TKM everything they know in the first place.
Oh,
so no, not true. Beer Money wouldn't have blown up if I wouldn't have fucked up. It's my fault. It was converter pressure related. I've seen some other comments. I will not be at Gangsters in Paradise this weekend. Engine's not back together. Got shit to do. Will not be there. So for those of you that were coming, hoping to see Beer Money there, sorry, not going.
Lo siento.
Yente.
That's Spanish. I'm sorry. I'm hanging with the quadrants.
I saw Yente on the Titanic movie.
Espanol.
Yeah, we got that. The Shake and Spew show. Yeah, sometimes it feels like that. To be honest,
by the end of it, like the next morning, sometimes I'll wake up and go, "What happened the last 30 minutes?"
Mm-hmm. So all right. So while we're on PDRA, one thing that I really like about Pro Nitrous is that everybody has the same stuff. So like when you go and watch Pro Nitrous, if you're just better than everybody else, you win more. Where do you guys think Parity is in Pro Boost right now? And I don't watch as much PDRA as you guys are, so I'll keep my opinion kind of quiet. But where are we at on Pro Boost Parity?
Go ahead.
I still feel like I think that's double-edged sword, because the guys that are driving Pro Charge cars and winning in Pro Charge cars are like really good drivers, real good. But I still feel like that the Pro Charger has an advantage over there. Now, what were the ETs in the final between him and Stedding?
Oh gosh, let me pull that up real quick.
While you do that, Lyle, Corey Munns has donated $10 to watch you shotgun a beer.
Oh hell yeah! This is the kind of content we need.
This is shake and bake shit right here.
This is when shit goes south in a hurry.
I shotgunned a beer with a fan in Bristol, even though I told him that I can't drink because it's not shake and bake. He called me.
Corey, send me your PayPal or something. I'll just send you 20 back so I don't have to do it. Well, that's going to backfire quick. No, don't do that. Then I'm just going to owe a bunch of people a lot of money. Never mind.
So speaking of shotgun a beer, people ask me all the time why they never see Phil Schuler drinking when he's with me. Phil Schuler doesn't drink, with the exception of Winner's Circle celebration. He will shotgun a beer, and you have never seen a human being suck down beer as fast as Phil because he hates it. So, like when we won the Stampede of Speed in Texas, I had somebody bring him a tall boy, like a big ass beer, like a 20-something ounce beer, and he sucked that whole son of a bitch down. But talking to shotgun, oh wow, your things are getting out of hand for you, buddy.
Yeah, but that doesn't say what it's for.
Oh,
I've got a fly in here, Stevie. You have transferred your infestation to me.
I have something I have to show y'all. Y'all talk, and I will be right back.
Well, he wanted to hear this part.
I saw another comment that says Mark says, I still think Pro Charger has an advantage, but it's pretty damn close. And I agree. I think it's closer in PDRA. I think that the screw either needs a little help or they need to slow the Pro Charger down just a skosh. I don't know of very many running the routes, but I'll be honest, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to who's running what. I just watch the race as it goes.
Here is I'll wait till he gets. Is he coming? Yep, here he is. I'll wait on the ETs. Go ahead.
I had a fan send me
Shut the fuck up.
Holy shit.
An electric bug zapping racket. So I'm gonna break this bad boy out in case the Lord of the Flies come back. And it's gonna be like Serena Williams up there with Courtney swatting that thing. I'm gonna get me a skirt on and be like, it'll be firing that bitch off there.
Right when you hit the ball, you got to give it one of those and then
I have to get my tips.
You know, I get a lot of shit for being sporty spice. You're too tomboy. You need to do this, that. I started curling my hair. It's good. You wear one skirt. Gosh damn it. Anyway, let's get back to
the next time I see you at a race, you're taking pictures. Every time I see you click, I'm gonna video it from behind and go,
Yeah, hey, the thing is now that people have talked shit to you, you have to never not wear a skirt.
Like, I have to do it.
I'm saying if people make fun of me for doing something stupid, that's all you're gonna get. Because
I'm gonna buy 5 more.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'll be making it.
Listen, I got more people saying, "Oh, them legs are out" than anything. So wow, it's all right. Stevie, here's your answer. Ken Cartuccio was 14 on the tree, goes 361.3. Kurt is 27 on the tree and goes 361.2.
Hey. Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Maybe
the round before, Kurt was 361.6.
Have any of the screw cars, I mean, you probably wouldn't know because you don't keep up with it that close, but
I don't.
Have any of the screws gone 50? Does anybody know in the comments, has a screw gone 50s this year?
I think in qualifying, I think Melanie did when the air was good. One thing that I see that is different, and this is just from me knowing who's working on what and selling parts, is I promise you the screw folks have the heads off 10 to 1 times more. And I don't know about Parity and performance, but I can promise you they're blowing them up to be competitive. I don't know if the Pro Charger guys are not. But
I would say not.
Wow, you're gonna be so smashed here. Oh man.
Oh,
so drunk by the time you get here. All right. Yeah, after that one, you're gonna have to go ahead and fire that and roll that beautiful bean fudge and get you
Let me get one out and go ahead and get it warmed up. I ain't shotgun on a cold beer.
Yeah, take it out of there and get her tied up.
Sorry, what?
Shotgun cold beer.
Where you're from Texas?
Yeah, but who wants to drink any kind of warm beer?
All right, I'll tell you what. Go to the refrigerator and get one of those Michelob Ultras you've had stashed back there, fresh out of the refrigerator. Poke a hole in the bottom of it, crack the top, and tell me how it feels when it goes down.
It doesn't feel good.
You have never either done a keg stand or funneled beer before.
Probably feels about like wearing a fucking skirt on the start line.
Okay.
Things are see, we're not even there yet, and things are already starting to go.
Warm beer does suck. I agree, but so does shotgunning one.
I agree, not freezing cold, but like
it hurts when it goes down. It hurts.
Sully says, "Who shotguns warm beer? Cold beer shotgun is painful." I agree. I'm wondering if we got any.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it.
I mean, I'm a big fan of do what the hell you want. So.
Oh man, I do. I've got if I can get my airdrop, Matt, I'm gonna send you a little message here. I'll need to get this on the screen immediately, if not sooner.
This dude says, "Lyle, you can't drive a car called Beer Money and not shotgun one." Dude, I drink one standing on the intake every time I win a race, and that's a lot.
You're doing a lot of talky, not shoddy.
Yeah, whatever. How long before our guest comes on?
We've got about 15 minutes. We got one of my buddies from all right, let's go ahead.
I don't know if you probably haven't saw. I don't have a clip. Matt, I tried to send you the clip, and I realized today that it said failed to deliver or whatever, and I was like, screw it, we'll just talk about it. If anybody watches Mega Cash Days or has watched Mega Cash Days, and you watch the first episode of the season, like the very first race is Disco Dean and Larry Roach, Axeman. And Boosted Chris Hamilton has a little problem with the light when he pulls it up to his chest to turn it on. Larry Roach leaves before the light comes on. Technically, Disco Dean follows. Larry Roach should have jumped the light, should have lost. Boosted decides that he is going to rerun the race because he has a malfunction with the light. Well, that turned into a scuffle on the starting line up there. Jim Howe punches Boosted in the face on the starting line. And this whole deal breaks out over this call. And for those of you that saw, comment in there if you have. But so the deal is, and it's the same thing with these flashlight starts. They have a rule where if the tire cracks, so if there is wrinkle in the sidewall before the light comes on, it is a red light. You have lost. Now, if you do instant green like we did several months ago and you leave before the tree comes down and you can win, that's a different kind of deal. But they have starting line cameras, tire cracks before the light comes on, you lose. So Boosted says, no, we're going to rerun it because when I tried to turn the light on, it did not come on. In my opinion, if the light didn't come on, they should still both be sitting there on the trans brake right now today. This was filmed 6 months ago.
They should still be warming up. They should still be warming up.
Correct. They should still be whatever they do, you know. But Boosted decided to rerun it, which resulted in him getting punched in the face. I don't think he deserved to get punched in the face. I do think he made the wrong call, though. For those of you that are in there, comment whether you think it was the right call or the wrong. But regardless, when the light came up, if he waited 3 seconds, 2 seconds, it doesn't matter. The light never came on. Larry Roach left, and he should be disqualified. Now, what happened that made it even worse is when they reran the race at the end of that round, Disco Dean ended up losing, I guess what you would call a fair race, a race that was ran off of the light the right way. And Disco Dean went to the loser's bracket. So it completely changed the way the first round went. And this is $100,000 we're talking about. Like, I would have parked my entire rig on the starting line and said, we're not moving this until the right call is made, because the wrong call is what Boosted made. But for those of you that watched, let us know.
One thing I can
he
tell
left
you
before the light came on, and that's it.
One thing I can tell you for sure is I do not want Jim Howe to punch me in the face.
No,
and that's like, and Boosted was telling him, like,
we have a fajita update from Tony Stewart Racing.
Yeah.
My man Neil says that they're just letting you know that after testing today, doing some smoky top fuel testing, they wanted to let Lyle update them on their food choice of champions.
Can y'all believe the impact that this show has had on certain things in drag racing?
And while we're on that, before we get to Norwalk, I want to congratulate Neil, Leah, and TSR for a dominating top fuel performance this weekend.
Absolutely.
Almost got to double up.
Almost doubled up.
So that was good.
You want to roll right into that?
Man, let's roll into Norwalk, but stay away from Pro Mod. Just stay away from it. Just don't even get close to it.
Okay.
Don't get close to it. Don't talk about it. Don't even think about it.
Well, first and foremost, Neil and them laid Pecker on hood or top of dragster in qualifying.
That was
2 weeks in a row.
Yes.
Yeah, that program is coming along. Someone told me today that the only way to build a dominant race team is with patience, and those guys are working hard. When you a lot of you guys think that when somebody wins a race, like a top fuel race, they all go party for 3 days. they're at the racetrack testing today. Mm-hmm. And like, it's not easy to like rebuild the Top Fuel team and go test. Like, that's wanting to win. It's good.
Yeah. But,
I'm sending a picture to you, Matt. Erica just sent me an update from Taco Tuesday.
We'll wait for that.
So.
They are, but they've worked a long time. I spend a lot of time over there hanging out and whatnot. And Neil is, he's worked hard. They've had some crazy ideas that they've tried that have worked. They've had some crazy ideas they've tried and they haven't worked. But I'm not going to say there's nobody working as harder, but I don't think there's any other team out there working any harder than TSR and Leah's team are, man. They have put in a bunch of work. They've tried a bunch of stuff. It's cool to see Tony so passionate behind them. He's kind of like me. Like, at the end of the day, you want to fluff your sponsors. You want everybody to feel like they're getting their fair shake and everything's going well. But at the end of the day, all I want to do is win. And I think that's probably the mentality, period. But they show it over there, I think. And it's just so cool to see them have some success.
100%. Lyle, we got a question for you real quick before we get on there. Why are some tracks scrubbing X275 and LDR taking over? And thank you, Sean. I'll let you answer that. I don't run anything else.
I think that X275 is kind of one of those classes where you've either been in it forever and devoted your time and all your efforts towards it, or you've just kind of branched out. You've seen RVW cars from way back in the day when RVW cars were real cars. They've backed up to what was ODR. ODR kind of meshed and turned into LDR. And then you've seen some fall back from RVW into Pro 275. That class is out of hand. So I think LDR is just a good landing place for everybody. The guys running X275 that are just tired of chasing the rules. It's really hard to go fast over there. And the guys that are going fast have the heads off their shit. And it's tough racing. It's just tough to be competitive in X275. I'm not saying it's not an LDR. It's just easier to go fast. So I think some of the X275 guys, Rob Goss, Ron Rhodes, those guys that are just tired of chasing X have just put either big blocks or bigger blowers or whatever in their stuff, and they're just coming to run LDR. It's just kind of it's a step up from X. It's a step down from all the others. And I think that for racetracks that are trying to put on a good radial show, you need car count, and LDR is just a great class for that. They've kept it pretty in line. You still got to be able to run bottom 390s to win when the air's good. But right now, we're in suddenly this is non-radial season. They race from January to February and September to October, and the rest of the year they don't race, which I think is ridiculous. Learn how to run on a bias ply, put a slick on them, and race like a man. But anyway. That is why you're seeing
come off as a jerk.
He did. I don't disagree with that. I don't think that's why I said I don't think he should have punched Boosted in the face. But when you're 6'1", 125 pounds, and you're poking your finger at a dude that's 6'3", 300. No, he's not 225 pounds, and built like a brick shit house. You don't scream that you're not fucking street. And then after he hit him, he told him he punched like a bitch. And I'm like, dude, the only time I'm going to square it with Jim Howe is if I'm holding a gun. That's it, period. So, Jim, just to let you know, if I piss you off in the future and I'm holding a gun, if you hit me in the face, I might shoot you. There you go.
Yeah, but you don't want that.
No, I don't. I like Jim. We're doing some wheels for him right now. Good guy.
Great customer. Thank you for helping Lyle Barnett be like the world. All right. So,
I don't think you should have punched Boosted in the face, but thanks for the word.
Whatever.
If his beadlocks doesn't fit, please don't punch Lyle in the face. All right. No. So Leah crushes Top Fuel. What else we got to cover in Top Fuel before we get to Funny Car and head down the road toward greatness?
That runner-up finish for Justin Ashley put him in front of Torrance in points.
Yes, boy, the Top Fuel countdown is going to be awesome.
It's going to be sick because Torrance has managed to keep the lead without winning a race, which I talked to him this weekend, and he's like, people keep asking us, what's wrong? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. We'd love to be winning a race, but like we're leading the world. And it's crazy that the momentum just rolls with the popularity of people who win, but there's some people that are just there semifinal in themselves to death that are going to be in the mix.
The one thing that is exciting to watch about Top Fuel is watching how teams run through the beginning, middle, and then the coming into the countdown part of the season. Like, do you think Leah is getting hot where it's time to get hot? Like, you see Justin Ashley coming in, or they coming in at exactly the right moment. If you peak too early, you're not going to run good. You peak too late, you won't be able to catch them. So it's cool to have more than one or two teams out there battling for it.
There's a sweet spot for sure.
There's a sweet spot. Erica, Lyle, she is tightening you up with some smoky goodness right now.
Yeah, I hope you shit your pants tomorrow.
Oh, man, there we go.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, but when you're done cooking that, are you going to take here we go. Are you going to take that skillet to the table and like hover your face over it? Oh, yeah, steam some more into my face. I want to breathe that.
Whoever's at Erica's house. Whoever's at Erica's house right now.
If you don't pour some lighter fluid in that and light that shit on fire.
Yeah, if y'all don't send us a video of it smoking. If you don't send us a video of it smoking, you ain't got a hair on your ass.
Anyway,
so somebody
we got off track. So back to Top Fuel. Let's talk about Funny Car.
I think that like Leah's ran really good all year. They haven't ran bad. I mean, they've had moments where they haven't ran great, but she's ran pretty good. They just haven't got it done.
Put it together.
This week they did. They put it together. They put together, and Neil didn't take any credit when they were doing interviews with him on the starting line. Like, that dude's a badass, and I think he's underrated. But they had a good race car, and she drove pretty damn good. Like, I thought it was super impressive. And if this is when they're peaking, no better time. Great job.
Agreed.
This thing is
Funny Car while Stevie plays with
and it has a light.
Serena Williams skirt racket.
I'm bringing this to the next race.
Blake Alexander.
Touch your finger to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll light me up if I do it.
Yes, absolutely. Wow, no, absolutely not. You should stick your tongue to it. Put it to your nose.
It'll shock you?
Nah, hell no.
How does it?
It only knows insects.
Oh, yeah. All right, so good on to Blake Alexander. That was an awesome.
I wanted to see you touch that racket first.
Good try, Lyle.
I'll stick my tongue to that son of a bitch. I don't give a shit.
You won't.
Myself.
All right, okay. Here, we'll pay back. Yeah, a little money in the chat for those of you who want to see Stevie stick his tongue to the racket.
It's not charged. It's not charged.
Donations. Let me see it.
The battery is not charged.
All y'all put $10, $20 in there for me to shotgun a beer. Double up on the tongue of the racket.
It has to charge. It has no battery power.
Here another hour. Okay. There will be plenty. Plug that motherfucker in.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
All
right, go ahead. Sorry.
Blake Alexander stops the freight train of the TSR double up.
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty freaking cool.
And made a damn good run.
Did.
They went 92.
It was awesome.
In the final, in the heat of the day, in the sunshine, it was a badass run.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't research this. I just remembered seeing it. 18th person to win in both nitro classes.
That's pretty badass.
Oh, I didn't know he'd won a top race, to be honest with you.
Cool. Yep. And I had forgotten. I remember when it happened, but I'd forgotten. So he became it was either 16th, 18th, 19th, somewhere in there, person to do both. And that is absolutely cool. And his emotion when he got out of the car, like, that was unreal. Like, it was crazy. It gave me goosies. It was awesome. Love to see the TSR double up. Nothing against that, but when somebody like that comes in and gets it done on Sunday, that hits you in the feels.
Yeah. Hey,
what?
Sully wants to know how warm's that beer got to be back there, buddy. He wants to know what kind of temperature we're getting. Trying to get in that son of a bitch. We're not tongue punching the racket. Like, y'all want to see me shotgun some bourbon? That's fine, but we're not doing.
What about stick your nose to it?
I gotta burn my nose off. My nose is already big enough. Hey, I'm telling you, it's not.
My nose is still here. Like, you're not gonna burn it off of that thing. It's blue, but it ain't.
Ow! Fuck! What y'all want to do now? Get you some. I'm from the south.
On.
It wasn't on.
Anyway,
the light was on.
That don't mean shit.
I'll keep this shit show on track here.
All right, so back
to Funny Car.
Funny Car. God damn.
Something else I want to touch on. It's fine. That's why y'all brought me on as a permanent guest unintentionally. J.R. Todd, I think, is something that needs to be talked about this weekend, because that poor kid has been eating a shit sandwich for months now. And he finally made it to the semis, took out John For's first round. I think it was a beacon in the night for JR and his men in yellow.
I don't disagree. JR's a good driver too. That dude can flat get it done.
You can, and they will be. I know that they've been struggling and stuff, but like you said on timing, like people have counted him out, and I think they got something to prove here, and we'll be seeing him in the winner's circle soon. Oh my God, I need that. Stevie, I gotta fly.
You have one. I had 1,000. I don't feel sorry for you. Them bitches trying to take me out.
Now I see. I'm gonna have memes of me doing this.
Right.
Now.
So go ahead and get you about 300 of them son of a bitches, and then let me know how you feel.
No, I'm in the comfort of my own home. They don't belong here.
What about Pro Stock?
We're moving on Pro Stock. So Hartford hit him with hit 00 Dallas with the 005 in the final round. Get you some of that.
Got some
that was
of that.
pretty sweet. And we were listening in the pit, and somebody shook, and we heard that somebody shook. Dallas doesn't shake much, right? Like they're pretty A to B. They make it outrun. He'll win on a hole shot if they're not top tier, which they usually are. But we kind of thought, I guess Hartford shook trying to hang with him. Dallas shook that round, which he doesn't very much. But Matt Hartford had it out there.
Do you have any post-race report out of the elite camp?
Post-race report out of the elite camp is we're feeling good. Like, I mean, we didn't make it to the finals, but transmission problems for Erica. She had Dallas till we didn't, and that was going to go another way. But
that thing was on a pretty good run till it went away.
It was on a pretty good run till it went away, and that's unfortunate. But those kind of weekends are a little bit easier to swallow after we know that we are not losing first round every weekend anymore. You know, so we're feeling good. We're back in the countdown. We were 8th. Erica's watching. Erica texts me. I don't feel like looking. We're in it. We'll be all right. And she's won. She won what 19, I think, 2019 or 2020, one of those years, coming in on the 8th spot. So we got no gauge. As long as we're in, we're good. But TJ and Aaron was driving like a machine this weekend. Sometimes things just don't fall the way that they may. But she's typing. I can see. So we're feeling good. Christian stuff's going to be coming around. He missed the tree first round. She just said from number 15 to 7.
Perfect.
So we're 7th. 3 rounds out of 4th.
Oh man.
Hey,
Lyle, where's that beer at, buddy?
Right here.
Gosh, damn it.
Right here.
All right, go ahead back to Pro Stock, and then we got to get through the dirt bikes.
Pro Stock
we're gonna get it.
Well, too fast, too tasty on that. What I love to see about Pro Stock is Michael Heiner and Derek Kramer won that deal, and they broke the streak. They're kind of like Torrance. Haven't won it yet. You know, they're not dominating. Dallas has won 3, but they have been in the final round, I think, 4 of the races. Again, I'm not great on stats, but I know it's a ton, and broke a streak of being in the final round this weekend. So there's more players this year in Pro Stock, I think, than there've ever been.
Did Justin actually win the Too Fast deal again this past week?
I do not know that.
Neither.
Erica said 3 rounds out of 4 coming for their ass.
Hell yes. Gage back on the motorcycle. Yeah, that it's hard to say anything about it when they're winning. If you look at percentage, he's winning a lot of percentage.
Yeah, I mean, like unless they have a complete come apart between now and the end of the year, that dude will win the championship. So easy.
And like we talked about a few weeks ago, like shit's gonna happen. You literally can't win every race. What he did was already unheard of. Human error.
It's just weird. It's 2 races in a row. I mean, he red lit last race, but like I don't even know. I haven't heard. I didn't see any report what happened. I mean, that thing was on another good run and just wasn't anymore. No, it wasn't.
I didn't watch because we're done and down at the top end by then. And so when we were going up for the semis, I saw him taking down poles, and I thought, well, that's a sight we've never seen before. Is Gage tearing down before the final round? Right. So that was weird.
Yeah, that thing bogged when he let go to clutch. It went like 114.
So who won motorcycle?
Arana Jr., which when he comes out, like won Dallas last year, he won one earlier this year. Like when they're here to play, and he got it done.
Yeah.
Real quick before we bring our guest on, I want to talk about, we got a lot of comments about Factory X, the exhibition car that was running in Norwalk. I don't know if you guys watched it. People want to talk about the ability for it to become anything but an exhibition. What are your guys' opinion on Factory X? And then I'll take mine.
In the words of Aaron Stanfield, it's going to take a minute to figure it out. It looks cool. It sounds cool. All the things. There's a lot of heat behind it on a publicity front, but I think it has the ability to. I think that anything new and anything cool like that, where we've got hitters in other classes like factory stock and pro stock taking ganders at it with the Stanfield guys and everybody else in it. So I'd say hopeful.
I'm worried that by the time they start running it, it's going to be so expensive that nobody will be able to afford to. The thing already looks expensive.
It is.
Me. And like our cars are expensive and it looks expensive.
I mean, factory stock is already stupid expensive.
Oh, it's more than Pro Mod right now. It costs more than Pro Mod right now to run factory stock.
Like, that's just
so you're gonna make a faster. Go lease one. Call up and get one.
Hemi. I don't know about that.
Call up and lease one. Okay, and then just get back with me.
Well, I was. My face was to a comment to 14.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
No.
All right, so we got to get our guest on. So we got dirt bikes. We're going to talk about Pro Mods. I don't know if you guys have been following anything on social media the past 2 weeks. If you're a door car fan, we've got a guy who has came into our sport, basically said they were coming to hang their wiener out, came in and hung their wiener out. I call him Robin Hood. He is the Prince of Parity. We want to bring on our hero, the people's champion, Robin Hood, Jason Lee. What's up, baby?
There he is.
Dun, dun, dun. I feel like we need Superman music.
Yeah, we need Peter Pan intro song right here.
That's exactly right. No, happy to be here, man. Happy to be here.
Thank you for coming on. Where are you at in the world right now today? Tell the fans a little bit about where you're from, where you're at. Most of the racing fans know your background, but some of our fan base, we're a little on the rougher side, may not know. Tell us a little bit about where you started racing, where you came from, and how you ended up in NHRA Pro Mod.
Pretty much NMRA drag radial is where I pretty much got my feet wet in drag racing. It's funny because I tell everybody this Pro Mod deal, it's rules restricted. They kind of tie your hands behind your back and you got to go tune a car. Very, very similar. So I'm very comfortable over here. But back here, see the car on the wall. That's where it all started right there. Old Red. Basically on BFGs, we pretty much wore everybody out till they went and raced elsewhere, and the class pretty much died. And then we just kind of moved up, to X275 and things of that nature. And been tuning cars, selling parts with my business partner, Patrick Barnhill, ever since. And in fact, you probably don't remember this, but you bought your first fuel injection system through us.
I do remember that. Yeah. And I was about to bring not that up, but I remember watching that Mustang with Strange on the door. I had been running nothing but carbureted nitrous stuff, and I was ready to go EFI, and I was given your number and actually bought. I still have it. Yep. I don't sell stuff like that. So it's crazy. I was telling the story the other day. If you look at the caliber of racers in door car racing, there is a good chance that the folks running at the top came from small tire racing, come from running on BFGs, running on shitty racetracks. And we're not talking about Valdosta SGMP today when you guys were running on BFGs. We're talking about, you think no prep is no prep? We ran no prep on tires that were street tires back then.
That's right.
And I think when you have somebody that can manage power like you guys and are used to having your hands tied behind your back, I think you have a leg up on somebody that's just run Pro Mod. I believe that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, that's essentially what it's all about, is just maximizing your car to the track conditions, going out there and reading that NHRA track, which, the Pro Mod standard, sometimes it is close to a no prep track. It just depends who you run after. Other times it's great. So being able to analyze that track and understanding what that track can take and maximizing your car to the 100th in that environment is what it's all about. And I think that's what we really thrive at.
And for folks that don't know, that just watch Pro Mod go down the track, Lyle will tell you this. The conditions we have run to run are staggering. There are times that we will go out and run 572, and then we will come out and run 573 behind that, and you guys think we slowed down, and you have no idea what it takes to be able to almost run the same thing. The air's 1,000 foot worse. The track's 30 degrees hotter. You didn't run after top fuel this time. You ran them before top fuel this time. There's a lot that goes on to make these things run. I have been waiting for one of you to come run NHRA for 3 years. And it is awesome to watch you run that thing at its potential.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have to thank Manny. I mean, he gave us the opportunity, things. Well, I actually have to thank Jamie, to be honest with you, because if that never would have happened, this never would have happened. Manny needed somebody to look after his tuning on some of his other cars. And that's what started this whole process. And then we just it just kind of built it into something more than, what we anticipated, in a very short period of time. We got Eric involved at Coast Packing and, R&E Racing. And he was licking his chops to do it because he had been for quite a few years. I frankly told him, I don't want to go NHRA racing because you're spending a lot of money to go slow. I mean, that's what it was to me. And now, because of the TV coverage, it's a huge opportunity to really build your race program into something much stronger than what it is. And that's why we're taking advantage of it. And to be honest, it's a hell of a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. So we're looking forward to it. We plan on doing it in the future, and we plan on building and getting stronger and obviously getting faster.
It's so fun. Y'all dressed up.
For sure.
That's right.
Yeah. Do you think that, and you're right, it costs a lot of money to go slow. Yes. But do you think that when you go back and tune a customer's small tire car, how much advantage will you have after running NHRA?
Oh, there's
you will be better at it. You will be better at it.
Get back into the outlaw big tire stuff, the PDRA, and some of these, bigger outlaw races, Bradenton towards the end of the year, Snowbirds and, World Series of Pro Mod. I think, when you can't use all the torque management features and all of those things, you just become better at understanding the car and understanding how to manage that power, I guess, naturally more than forcing it down the track. So I think I'll be a lot faster in that environment going forward based on this experience.
Jason, for those that don't know your past in RVW and whatnot, you've been very successful running Radio versus the World in the white Camaro, but that maybe some people don't know, it's the same car that you guys change over and go run Outlaw Pro Mod and PDRA and run the Snowbirds and run the U.S. Street Nationals and run the World Series of Pro Mod. Talk a little bit about kind of the guys that you surrounded yourself with, and then what it takes to go to Georgia for, let's just say, lights out and run at the top of Radio versus the World, which most of the time you guys do. You're always at the top of the qualifying sheet or somewhere close. And then in a matter of a week, you switched it over and you're at the World Series of Pro Mod, right? Running up at qualifying and at the top of the sheet or somewhere in the mix of Pro Mod. Talk a little bit about changing back and forth and what it takes to do that. A lot of people just don't understand the difference between the two and what it takes different setup wise to do that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into it, not only from a tuner's perspective, but just back at the shop. We rely on Tim Lyons at, Lions Motorsports to, Custom Motorsports to take care and maintain the car back at his shop. And, Mason, Robbie, and Tim do an excellent job. And the guys over there, they just, the biggest thing and the biggest rule I have is bring me back the car exactly how I dropped it off to you. So the last time I ran big tire, I want the car back in the trailer exactly the way I brought it to you. If it's different, I got to spend half the event figuring out how to get back to where I was. I need to be able to get there right away so I can pick up where I left off last time we were on a big tire. And they do a phenomenal job with that. And it's, and it's just basically, me going through my notes and going through my tune-ups because you're shifting at different times, you're launching at different RPM, your suspension's different, your shocks are different, your timers are different, everything's different. So I'm not a real big fan of loading tune-ups that have been loaded in a car before. I mean, to this day, I've never loaded the same tune-up in a customer car ever twice in a row in my life. I don't believe in it. You're always on a different track. It's always a different track.
Preach it.
There's absolutely no reason to do that. And if you are, you're doing the customer a disservice because right now, that's what I believe separating us from the rest is the ability to look at that track and make sure that car is running at 100% every single pass.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've had customers ask me, can you just give me a 570 and a 575 and a 580 and a 585 and let me just load it in there? And I told them KTR does not offer that sort of service. We don't have the load it in and run the ET program over here.
That's right.
And I was really excited when you came out in Bristol. I caused a whole bunch of shit. We're gonna play my movie trailer. This is what happens when I sit on the airplane for 12 hours and have nothing to do. I made this in my iPhone, so it looks pretty shitty, but I was proud of it. I'm not Matt. I'm due to be a movie producer.
You're so dumb.
I'm so dumb. I got a lot of heat over this, not only from fans that think I'm a smartass, but people in our industry did not like that. Did you get any backlash after running the car to its potential?
I wouldn't call it that. No. It's just one of those things where, to me, I'm just trying to give 110% every time I'm on the track. I don't care who's next to me. I don't care who I'm racing. I don't care where I'm at. I mean, that's just how we race. So at the end of the day, it's the rules maker's job to make the rules fair. So, all I try to do is be the fastest Pro Charge car there. If I have a Roots car, my job is to be the fastest Roots car there. Until I achieve that, I'm not doing my job. So it's the rules maker's job to do that. And I'm pissed off that my computer came unplugged because I had my spreadsheets pulled up, but I basically, it's coming, give it a minute. But
so you're a spreadsheet guy too. Because I'm a spreadsheet guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, y'all have found love.
I got split times here prior to the rules adjustments. I have everything, and I can show you, like, when I showed up in Charlotte, this is what I ran. I wasn't a top performing Pro Charger car. I was a top 3 performing Pro Charger car. I wrote down the splits of Bond. I wrote down the splits of Thorn. I compared our splits to them. And then, in fact, you can see it right here. Hold on. Let me show you right here.
You're about to make my boy parts tingle if you're going to pull up a spreadsheet.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I got some shit on here, but all right. So, so basically it's, our best hit versus, can you see it? I got to get closer. Hold up.
A little closer.
Little closer here. Can you see that better?
Leave your timing graph up there for your fuel tech while you're in there. All right. Go ahead.
So you can see right here, we got all our split times, and you can see that in Charlotte, I see a lot of red right there. I'm underperforming versus Bond. I'm underperforming versus Thorn. So what do? We go to work. We get to testing. We get to changing parts. We get to, changing tune-ups. We get to doing things. And then you start seeing, like when we come down here, you start seeing a little more green popping up on the screen where our split times are good. But the thing that I want everybody to see prior to the rules adjustment, which is very interesting, is old screw blower action right here. So basically I went a 568 in Chicago, which shook everybody up. And nobody really talked about Belushi going 571. Well, look at his back split versus my back split. He's basically got me by 100. In the middle, he's got me by a half a number. In the front, he's got me by 0.001. The only place he missed it was 60 foot, and the reason he missed it on 60 foot was because they spun in Q1. So what do you do as a tuner? You turn down the 60 foot, you let go of the button. He would have ran a 67 if he would have ran my 60 foot. Then you got Mason. You got Mason 932, real close to my 60 foot, out front splitting me. And then basically he unfortunately crashed his car before the 8th mile, which he ran a 250 flat to the 330. That was under the old rule set. So, one of the things that I tell everybody is it's the tuner's job, and it's not, and I'm not pointing any fingers, but if you can run the split once, you can run the split twice, you can run the split 3 times, you can run it 4 times. You should run it as every pass if the conditions are there. If you don't, you're just missing it. You know what I'm saying? Now, some combinations you can argue that are more consistent than others and things of that nature. But, to me, that's why I said, you probably didn't see it, but on Facebook, I said the only thing holding the Roots car back from going number 1 in Norwalk is the rain. Then the rain, Scruggs went number 1. So it's just all math. Like, it's all there. You can already see it. You know what I mean? So that's what drag racing is math. So at the end of the day, I know NHRA doesn't break down the split times in great, great detail like probably I do or all the other tuners do. But, to me, the rules were very, very close before. And now I think there's a slight advantage, to the other combinations. And we're just going to work harder and we're going to try to bridge that gap. It's we're new at this still. So I can't comment, on, if I'd been doing this for 5 years, I'd be a little more adamant about it. But like, these are facts. These numbers aren't made up. You know what I mean? So everybody's got an opinion on it, but I just look at facts. That's how I make all my decisions.
And with that said, that's for the fans. We're probably talking a little bit over our fans' head. But what I will say about Belushi's 60-foot is that 389 gear that he had in before we got to the rule change makes it hard to 60-foot. I've always said that I think if we're in killer air, I think the screw will still be the fastest combination right now. Yes. It's definitely more difficult to race. And one thing, when you're talking about splits, I agree with you a lot. Phil Schuler's always told me, unless you have the fastest combination, car of your combination, shut your damn mouth. Like, that's what he always tells me all the time. Because I'll be bitching. I'm like, God dang, the Pro Charger kill us again. He'll be like, shut the hell up. You don't have a fast Roots car. So I agree with that. I do think that you right now are a little bit victimized by the last 3 years. And, just pulling up some stats on Parity, since 2021, the last 3 seasons, or the last 26 races from where we're at now, Pro Charger has won 16 out of 26. That's 62.5%. Roots Blowers have won 3. Screw has won 1, and Nitrous Car has won 2. So for sure, I think, and Turbo Car has won 3. I think 2. Yeah, because of you.
No, 3. 3, damn it.
3. Simmer down. Sorry. I didn't even put that on my sheet.
Damn.
I didn't even put that on my sheet.
That's fucked up.
Well, I was.
You know what? You know why you did? Because you shaved your beard. Now you're girlish. Anyway, continue on with the fucking.
So I do believe right now that the Roots Blower should have the most advantageous car in qualifying. I think that if you look at what cars should run, Scruggs should have went 75 there. Do you think you could? Do you think your car could have ran 75 there?
I do. I absolutely do. With that said, we were not at what I consider 100%. We had some oiling issues with our engine. We were putting bearings in it every single hit. Starving the bearings, and I'm just being honest. We did have some issues that we were fighting. Thought we had everything fixed, and then we had a map sensor take a shit in the second round, and threw the fuel tune-up off. And when I let go of the button, I about went through the windshield. So
I saw it. It's like,
yeah. We're just battling these. Like, I feel like we've had a car to win for the last 3 races, and it's just been one of them deals where we're just, I guess it's new car blues or whatever it is. Like, we're a pretty seasoned team with our other car. This car is new to us. The fuel injection's new to us. The rules set, everything that comes along with this car is new to us. So we know how to prevent all of this stuff with our other car in the other environment. Now we're just making a list, because our biggest thing is we're allowed to make mistakes, but just don't ever make them again. And, and that's just kind of our rule. And I think we've damn near went through everything that can go wrong now. So,
don't say that. Don't. I think that all the time.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, it's just you triple check, you do everything to make sure that everything's good, and then something else just smacks you. So, our time's coming. We got a lot of guys. They work hard. We got one of the the best crews in the business, and I think the future will show that.
Well, I will say, if you're gonna, you haven't won yet, And if you guys are going to pick a time to start winning, you've picked a damn good one. Like you start putting that thing in the winner circle come countdown time, and it's going to get interesting come Dallas.
Sure.
And one thing that you said about splits, I think up until the last year or so, NHRA has not paid attention to splits at all. I do think the current administration looks at them more than what they used to, because I've sent them last season. I did a spreadsheet when the Roots cars were still at 14 and a half and we were still 2,640 pounds and we're a tenth behind. I kept sending them spreadsheets and they knew some of the splits. They still told me that we just needed to work harder and keep working harder. But with that said, I think that we're never going to have under the same conditions parity in our class. No. And what I mean by that is, if they make the Roots Charger competitive now in the summer, it's going to kill everybody in the spring and fall. If they make the Roots competitive fast there, it's going to get killed in the summer. So, and then you have nitrous cars are going to beat us all when we're wet. If it's cold, Belushi's going to run out of our life. Like if it's 300 foot of air in St. Louis, that thing will run 60 flat. So it's our combinations to have parity has to be done on average. I've suggested many times, I think we need to give the Roots cars overdrive in the summer and take it away in the spring and fall. Because if you put that Roots car right now in 30 grains, it is going to kill the field. And I have one. I'm just saying, like, it's going to be fast. So it's I wouldn't want to have the job of making parity.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think that they actually have the capacity? I know that they have the mental capacity. Lonnie and them are smart, but do you think that they actually have the bandwidth to make those calls and kind of make it weather related as it goes, or is it just going to be a one-fer?
Yeah, I just think you're chasing your tail. You know what I mean? Because we race at so many different locations. If we all raced at South Georgia for every single race, you could probably make parity pretty easy because you're in the same conditions, all the time. But when you're going to Bristol and you're going to Vegas and you're going, to Brainerd and you're going to Norwalk, and maybe if you go to Norwalk at the right time, the air is completely different. Like Bristol, I was remote tuning that weekend at my daughter's wedding, and it was the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life.
You did a fucking hell of a job.
I'm like
Tony Wilson did a great job driving.
Oh, absolutely. He did a phenomenal job.
But you did a great job from
use him again in a minute. And, he's just a great guy. He was very appreciative. And that was kind of a last minute deal. And I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything better. He just did a phenomenal job. But, that was so damn stressful because I've remote tuned millions of cars in my life and it's not a problem. But when you're at NHRA, it's like, okay, who are we running after? Did they change the order? What is, what's the weather? Now we're in Bristol, but like if we get bumped back an hour, the air is changing by 800 feet. So I'm freaking out. I got 15 different versions of a tune-up, you know what I mean? And again, because you're shooting for that 100% maximized effort. And in order to achieve that, the communication has to be there. And my eyes are there through Cameron. Cameron is learned how to read the track just as I used to. And I depend on him to do it. And most of the time you won't even see me go out there because he's my eyes, and we just have a very good system intact. And I just pretended like I was sitting in the driver's seat because when we're communicating and when I'm driving, the only thing I missed at Bristol was when I do a burnout, I can kind of feel the track. I can stop my burnout where I want to stop it. I can feel what the track feels like. I can make last second adjustments. When I'm not there, I miss that. I don't have that ability. So sometimes you're a little more conservative when you're remote tuning because you don't know exactly how that track feels. But, I just depended on Cam and all, and his ability to read the track. And, I think we had a really good outing. We had some bad luck there too. We had a cracked oil fitting and we had a rocker arm come out against Bond in the finals and ran on 7 cylinders. So again, I felt like we had the car to beat there for both those races. And it's just luck, and that's what we're missing right now. And that's easy to fix.
And what I want to talk about is quarter mile racing, the difference between 8th and quarter mile racing, what you're going through. Everyone that came run over here did. It took me 5 races to win a round, and I had a fast car. I just couldn't keep shit from falling off of it. And kind of like you, we're a very well-seasoned team. We are very maintenance savvy. We run our car on a spreadsheet. We have checklists, and it took me 5 races in 2017 to win a round because I could not stop shit from falling off. Jeffrey Barker wouldn't tighten up the valve cover and it's squirting Lucas all over the track. Everything's on fire all the time. But when you start hurting all those cats and getting that stuff done, you're going to win. It's gonna happen. I think Parity is as close as I've seen it. I think that it's within a couple of hundredths, and I think I think if we raced in Denver right now, you guys would kill us, and I think if we raced in Gainesville, we'd kill you guys. Yeah. And I think NHRA's goal is to get it to where we can move weight around, and we'll just have to see. The countdown that's coming up, you will see everyone with you guys run your car with no sand leaking out all the time. I can see that. I watch how you work on it. You've been pitted next to us the last 2 races. A lot of the other teams out there don't run their car with the cork out of the sand bottle. But you'll see that the teams that have been sandbagging will run fast in the countdown. And the teams that haven't are going to run the same or a little better. And it'll be interesting to watch that relationship. We've never done this before. What are your thoughts about the countdown and the shape you have to win a championship?
I've been on both sides of similar point structure deals. I've won championships in other venues and it drives you nuts. Like I'd hate to be Justin Bond right now, having a huge point lead and then bam, everybody's right up your ass. Right. That's a terrible feeling. I love coming, from behind in that situation because I feel like you have the advantage, because Justin's just going to be sitting there waiting for everything to go wrong and waiting for all these people to pass him. And if they do, it's a feeling that you can't shake. I mean, it's just like I've been dominating and now all of a sudden I'm 5th in points after the first race in the countdown, So I don't like it from that perspective, but I do like the fact that, it keeps, the interest. Like the biggest thing for me is, and why I take part in all this, Robin Hood, antics and things of that nature is, I really want to, do what we can to help grow this class. There's a million pro mods out there, and like they need to come experience this. Like this is the only venue that gives you an opportunity to potentially make money doing this. You can't do it at PDRA. You can't do it at NMCA. Like you can't find those sponsors that will give you the opportunity to actually, come out at the end of the year in the green, and that's not a knock on those organizations. It's just the facts. NHRA is what all of those sponsors know. Like they know that stuff. You have to hold their hand and bring them to the other venues. This stuff, they know it. So you really got to take advantage of it. And I want those guys to come here. And then on the flip side of that, I want to bring every guy over here back to the radial stuff. Like there's no reason why they can't bolt some radials on their car when we got downtime or at the end of the year and come over and have the time of their life racing drag radial. Cause I want to race the best guys on radials as well, and that's just something that a lot of people don't talk about. These cars it's hard to do. We do it. We make a car, but some of these guys that race over here, they've got 2, 3, 4 pro mods anyway. So make one of them a damn radial car and let's go.
I remember telling people how hard it used to be to swap the shadow over from big tires to small tires and vice versa. It took us a day. You guys do it faster because you do it a lot. It took us a whole day in a sheet of paper this long. And most of the time, we still missed 1 or 2 things as many times as we did it. But it's impressive to watch you guys run that thing both ways. Courtney, you're not even talking. What you got? You got anything you say? You're not sipping on any Tito's?
I did ask one question. When y'all bring these smart people in here, I'm like the personality hire. When y'all bring the smart people on, I just sit back and learn.
Okay. So what are you learning now?
I'm learning that I really like what he just said about bringing people. You can't – NHRA is kind of where people think it's at for certain reasons, but convincing people because there's so many stars of it. In the West Buck terminology, pro mod is the language of drag racing for the whole universe, right? Like that's the most versatile class that we have. And I think that it's really important to have guys like you jumping back and forth to it. And we kind of talked about it earlier, but you've made the transition seem, I think, easier than it should have been or than it has been. And that may be a good thing, but that may be a deterrent to some other people. But I think that having guys on here that have done all of this and worked in all of the aspects of it is huge because pro mod is bigger than NHRA. It's bigger than PDRA. It's bigger than radial stuff. It's a one universal type deal. And I'm a fan of it and I'm not smart enough to talk about it.
I've always said that I race NHRA Pro Mod because it's the only way that I can get paid what I get paid to do it. And like for our team, I've always anchored the funding through NHRA and then went and run the fun stuff because I'm a small tire guy. I'm an outlaw Pro Mod guy. I like all types of racing, but there's no way I can afford to run all the other stuff because I cannot offer a sponsor the return on investment like I can in NHRA Pro Mod.
Yeah.
I mean, the product value, and I love all the organizations. It's just not there. And one thing I'm excited about our class for the first time this year, we have a decent amount of unity. If you came in here 2 years ago, you would think everyone wanted to kill each other because they did. They had just let the Pro Charger in. It was wildly out of control. People like me are all pissed off. Lyle's over there drinking beer, cold beer again. And this year, I'm excited about where our class is going. We had 20 folks in Norwalk. There you go. We are shaking bakers.
You're welcome back. I was a little worried for a little bit.
And I'm excited where we're going. Here's our current point structure. Look, we got Justin Bond.
Just to clarify, it's top 10 into the countdown?
It is top 10, or if you attended all the races, you are automatically into the countdown. So that's to reward the folks that spent the money to come to all the events, that drove to Epping to get in there. So we got Justin Bond leading, Chris Thorne 1 round behind him, and then it's 5 rounds apiece trickling down. Justin has ran tremendous this year. There's got to be pressure on there right now. You're sitting in 4th. You are literally a round and a half out of the lead.
From what I count, there'll be 14, I think.
It looks like I think
Mike Thielen's been to all of them. Stan Shelton's been to all of them. Belushi's been to all of them. Doug Winters has been to all of them.
Yes.
Mason Wright too. Even with a substitute driver, he made them all.
Yes, and we were.
Jericho, has he missed one?
I think he missed one. I think he missed one, and I may be inaccurate on that. We asked for clarification from NHRA today about Mason, just making sure that he, we want, if he's there at all of them, we want to make sure he's in the countdown. But basically, you have 14 cars that can win the championship. And for Justin right now, that sucks. For everybody else, it's
but it only
good.
sucks for one race. Like same deal, like you said, we've been on multiple sides of this countdown deal, and it's cool for it. But when you're the guy coming in, like last year with Erica, we had, gosh dang, we could have wrapped it up before the countdown, so far ahead. But you go into it of that first race of the countdown is the most important race of the season, period. Because it doesn't matter where you land in it. It doesn't matter that you won however many races that you won. If you can go in and execute, which is Reading for us, but this for y'all, that first race of the countdown, it solidifies, it puts an exclamation point on everything you've done. And that's just what you've got to do. So he's just got to go out there and make that happen. Or unfortunately, he's going to get chased.
What's your strategy to win a championship? None of us have experienced a countdown. Nobody in Pro Mod right now that's in the countdown has ran it. So we don't, any of us really know what to do or how to do.
He ain't telling us that.
I'm just saying, we're all, obviously it's not.
No
right, go ahead, Jason. Go ahead and tell him.
You're going to run the dog in it. I'm saying there's no strategy.
The thing about it is if it didn't exist, we probably wouldn't be here, to be honest, because when I sat down with Manny and Eric, the plan was we already missed the first race. So we missed the first race, or I missed the first race as a driver. So like in a normal structure, that'd be tough with 10 races to make up the ground and have a chance at a championship. But, we talked about it and basically said the goal is just to get in here. I know it's like these cars have to be run totally different than what I'm used to in outlaw trim. The blowers make 18 more pounds of boost in outlaw trim. There's a lot of things that are completely different and I really didn't know what I was getting into, and I didn't know how we would perform. So I just said, my goal is to scratch our way into the top 10. And then basically once we get into the top 10, hopefully we can use this downtime for a month and a half to really become experts at the new form of racing, which is NHRA. And then the last 4 races, just see what unfolds, see if we can get lucky and move on up and maybe get lucky and win a championship. Fortunately for us, we kind of caught on to it a little quicker than we anticipated. And, we're in 4th instead of 10th. So, right now it's just basically going rounds, let other people make mistakes, basically just go rounds right now at this point. That's what you're trying to do. Winning races is a bonus, but you have to, like, if we can go to the semifinals at every single race, I think you win a championship, because there's people that don't even freaking qualify that are in the top 3. You know what I mean? That's how tight these fields are. So, especially if you get weather and you get 1 or 2 qualifiers, I think we're better than anybody showing up to anywhere on the planet with 1 qualifier. So I hope it rains everywhere, because we're prepared,
Yep.
So that's.
I said it a minute ago about that you've kind of made this transition look easy, but did you have anything to go off of tune-up wise, after taking over Manny's program, or is this just because you're spreadsheet master king?
Yeah, no, it's basically the spreadsheet stuff. There was a base fuel tune-up in there. At the time, I really didn't know much about fuel tech. I had a base tune-up that was in the car, and I don't even know. To be honest, I lost that tune-up probably a week and a half into getting it, and I don't even know how I did it. I think it was when I updated it to the NHRA firmware in the ECU. Like, something happened where I can't even find the freaking. Like, I've been trying to go back for a reference just to kind of see. I had one pass from Gainesville that I think went a 580 something, against Thorne. It was the infamous burn down pass, was in the ECU. Somehow I've managed to lose that. Now I'm a lot more fluent with the fuel tech, so I can't foresee that happening in the future. But, felt like a dumbass losing it. But at the end of the day, I don't use that anyways. Like I said, I don't load anything twice. I'll never run a tune-up that I've created ever again. Like, it's there for reference that I can go back and look at it, but it's never loaded in the car. So that, that's just how that kind of.
So I know you're a Hall Tech guy.
Yes.
You and Patrick, you guys have been pushing and using that stuff for the past several years and have done really well. But talk a little bit about what it took. Like, was it crash course? Was it YouTube videos? Were you calling people? I feel like I'm pretty fluent with Holly, but I've looked over Justin Elk's shoulder, and I've opened the Fuel Tech software, and I don't even know where to start to do what I can do in a Holly.
Sure.
What I can do in a Fuel Tech. What did it take when you decided, okay, I'm signing this deal with Manny and this car has Fuel Tech and it's staying in it? What did it take?
So Manny set up, because at the time I didn't even know him. I knew of him, I just didn't know him. But Luis from Fuel Tech actually came out to our first test session. So real awesome. We got along great. He's a very intelligent guy. He was there to answer, any questions that I had. I probably bounced 3 or 4 different things off of him. I asked him about, can the system do this? Can it do that? Things of that nature. Some of the stuff it couldn't do, some of the stuff it could do. And then, and he was just there to answer everything that I asked him. He wasn't really there to teach me. He was there to be a sounding board where if I needed anything, he was there to answer the questions, and he did an excellent job. And it was an uncomfortable couple hours, but I picked up on it pretty quick. It's a pretty user-friendly system, to be honest. And after that first test session, it was, kind of me, myself, and I just going at it. And it took a lot of time, alone time at home, going over it and understanding it and learning it, so we're prepared at the track and not wasting time. But like I said, I have no complaints. It worked out great, and I'm also new to this ProLine engine. This is the first time I've ran, one of these engines in this format. I've had some customers have some older versions of this engine. But this engine, I didn't know the longevity, or is it going to hold up for, quarter mile. And so there was a lot of concerns, and how much timing can I run out the back and things of that nature. Like, I've quarter mile raced all my life prior to, drag racing, switching to 8th mile. But, a car of this caliber, that's a whole different deal. What can I get away with, without, sending the rods into the crowd, all that good stuff. And it's one of them deals where you don't know till you go, and we're not afraid to try it,
So moving forward, so far, do you guys plan to continue to run with the NHRA Pro Mod class as long as your team and Eric and all those guys plan to do so?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
And I know, being that you're tied in being that you're tied in with Haltech, does Haltech plan, you know, I'm familiar with kind of, well, I was up until this year, whose ECU firmwares and whatnot, and what ECUs are allowed in the class. Does Haltech plan to submit a firmware to the NHRA as for approval? And if they approve it, or if they do and they approve it, do you plan to switch over? You know, and nothing against Fuel Tech. I give Luis a bunch of shit about Fuel Tech guys wearing bedazzled jeans and white sunglasses. I love Luis. It's just because I'm a Holly guy. But would you, if it is approved and if they plan to do so, would you switch over?
This is what I tell everybody. You know, so to answer your first question, yes, Haltech has already submitted firmware to be approved for NHRA Pro Mod. So it's already sitting in Lonnie's hands. I don't know how long that process takes because I'm new to all this. It could take a month, could take 3 weeks, could take 3 minutes. I'm not sure. But what I will tell you is because we're in a rules restricted, hands tied behind your back environment, I'm going to simply, you know, run that ECU back to back with Fuel Tech ECU, and whatever one's in my car, that's the one that went faster. So that's how I plan on handling it, you know.
Fair enough.
Well, that's awesome. Is there anything else, any sponsors you want to plug, anything else you want to talk about? We really appreciate you coming on. I, for one, have been waiting for someone to uncork the Pro Charger for a long time. I am a Jason Lee fan. I'm a Patrick Barnhill fan. I'm a Manny Bajinga fan. Not just because of this,
even though Patrick
we've been
Barnhill's
racing. Yeah, just because we've been racing with and against you guys for so long. I have a lot of respect for you and your team. It really, our teams operate under the same mindset a lot. We haven't been making good runs with our Root Explorer car, but when believe me that we're trying to run the rods out of it every single run. But I'm glad you guys are here. Anything you want to say, plug any sponsors, thank anybody, or cuss anybody out?
Yeah, we have we have a great group of people that surround us. I mean, you know, Lions Custom Motorsports, you know, obviously our company, PTP Racing, Coast Packing, R&E Racing, MGM Corporation, you know, Team Bajinga, you know, Pro Charger, trying to think of who else, VP, M&M Transmission, Summit Racing. We've got a tremendous amount of exhaust gas technologies. I mean, all these guys help us out. You know, obviously we're taking applications if you want to join our team. No, just kidding. But you know, it's one of those
kidding,
deals.
But not really.
Yeah, but it's one of them deals where, you know, without these guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. And, you know, and Stevie knows this. And I mean, all of you know this, like it's very difficult to compete at this level without the help of many, many companies and many, many employees, you know, within those companies. So, you know, these guys bend over backwards for us. Pro Charger's been awesome to me over the years. I've been through many championships with them, you know, helping them develop product over the years. You know, you mentioned you still have that Big Stuff 3 box. I have the very first Big Stuff 4 box, ever created, still, you know, sitting in my shop because I worked hand in hand with John Meany, you know, creating that system. So it's just, you know, he's a great friend of mine. He's, you know, he recently sold his company. They just announced on Facebook, which I'm awesome to see that. But, you know, he's helped us tremendously over the years as well. I just, you know, a tremendous amount of help and support from all these guys is what makes all this happen. But that's also what makes us want to do this. We want to make those guys look good, you know.
100%.
I have one real question before you go. Do you get sick of hearing the word bitch working with Patrick Barnhill? That's a real question. Bitch.
The thing that's funny about that is I think I'm probably responsible for that.
Well, then screw you.
You did get the rated PG version of me today, but that's just because I had computer problems prior to the Red Stag kicking in. But at the end of the day, I'm sure I'll be on here more and look forward to it.
We'll be back.
We're definitely
love to see it.
We can have you and Barnhill yelling bitch at each other. Before we go, the most important question of the night, the one thing that I ask all our guests that's very dear to my heart, something that all the fans at home want to know: do you like fajitas?
Oh,
Jason, listen.
Hey, don't
Before you
listen to Lyle.
fuck that.
Are you a fan?
Listen, Jason, you crush me in
Let
Chicago.
the man speak,
you know?
Lyle.
And I've been watching the sheets all day long, and I'm like, he's been decent on the tree, but I'm gonna go up here and give him the business one time. And I was pretty good, but fuck, man, and like
I'm pretty sure you went in deep. That's cheating. But.
Maybe so. I may have went in deep, but I didn't have fajitas on my fucking back.
All right,
So
before you
anyway-
answer,
Answer the question. This is a pivotal moment in our friendship. But go ahead.
Before Lyle cuts you off, all right, you go out. We show up in Brandon for the countdown. We all go to the zoo and get drunk. By the way, if you Pro Mod fans like fun, come to Brainerd. You win the race. First round, you're leading the points. You go out to dinner with the team. Afterwards, are you ordering fajitas?
And you're at a Mexican restaurant.
Shut up,
Hell
Lyle.
no, I'm not ordering fajitas. But
Let's go.
Yeah, but now listen. Does it count if you eat the fajitas without the shell?
Yes.
No, the only
they
thing
still bring them out the same. Yes, no, that means you love fajitas.
That's nachos at that point, right?
Sizzle, sizzle.
Right.
No, it's a sizzle.
The
Do you like
question is
setting down a griddle of steaming vegetables and cat meat?
No, we're going tomahawk, ribeye. We're going fillet. Like we're
right.
No, we're
I can go with y'all. Come
right,
on.
but,
with it.
but the moral of the story is Jason Lee is a fajita fan.
He is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He
He
just
said
doesn't
he
like
loves
the shell.
fajitas. You just don't eat the shell.
I'll eat it without the shell. I will eat that shit without the
So
shell.
you make a
There we
plate
go.
of, like,
You are
fajita.
on CE and Team Stevie Fast. Lyle, you've been alienated once again. I don't think anybody's ever agreed with you, Lyle, about fajitas.
When you started asking that question, I was like, I don't remember him asking some sentimental shit.
This is sentimental. It's dear to my heart to see Lyle's pulse rate go to 900.
That's because all the other three of y'all have all bought a case of Bud Light in the last year.
I guarantee you not. Even
I will
before the Bud
guarantee
Light
you that if
fiasco, I
you
didn't
go
drink
back
Bud
on
Light.
receipts on the KTR credit card, there is a case of Bud Light on there in the past year.
Anyway.
First of all, my guys drink about $300 or $400 worth of beer a week that goes on my company credit card.
It used to be Bud
and
Light.
there's never one time in the last decade that it's been Bud Light.
You've shaved your beard. You're convincing people that
Courtney's wearing skirts. Everything's
things are getting out of hand over here.
This place is fucking deep.
Anyway, Jason, you've been an awesome guest.
Yeah, man, it's really good to have people that are knowledgeable, that know what they're talking about. I thank you for your insight on our class. We really are glad to have you, and I am looking forward to our cars lining up in the future, and looking forward to Brainerd. I think our car count is good, and it's going to be fun. If we don't do anything else, we're going to ride around the zoo and get drunk.
We're going to go to the zoo.
We're going to do the zoo live, I think, is what we're going to have to do. It's going to be good.
Absolutely.
But thank you for coming on, man. We appreciate you, and you're the man. We'll see you down the road.
Sounds good.
See you, Jason. Thanks, dude.
Appreciate it, buddy. Man, that was an awesome guest. When you get somebody on that knows what they're talking about, that's the real deal right there. So that's good.
Lyle gets so butthurt.
Lyle, you're
dude, but that's just because it's stupid.
I mean,
all right, we're way behind in comments. No, I did not get a Brazilian.
I'm getting trashed about shotgunning this beer over here.
You are.
Okay. Thanks to all 1,957 of you who are still on here after an hour and 38 minutes. Lyle is about to drink a beer.
I'm not.
Golly.
Why would you not do that?
I'm going to. Fuck.
3, 2, 1. Let's go. Man up.
No,
Man
I don't do it right now.
Get it.
You can't have a decent girl telling you to man the fuck up. Man up.
Oh, okay, skirt.
Okay, skirt. I'd still shotgun a beer.
Can I go pee first?
Go pee. Then we're going to refill your tank.
Yep. Go pee. And while you're doing that, we got to finish covering Pro Mod. So if you guys watch Norwalk, Jason Scruggs. Yeah, you're going to. Jason Scruggs qualified number 1 and won the race in Norwalk. He had a dominant performance. He was low ET of every round. Jason Lee, I think, qualified number 2 with a 76. It's the first time a Roots blower, I think, has won a race since 2021. Yeah, I think JR may have won one in 2022, but I don't think so. Maybe. But it was an awesome event to watch the Roots blower, which has for almost ever comprised the majority of the field. have a chance to win. So they got, for you guys don't know what they did for parity rule adjustments going into Norwalk, Roots blowers went from 16.5 to 18.5% overdrive, 18.6, sorry. Pro Chargers got 35 pounds added to them, 5 pounds off 4.9 boosted combinations, and I think 15 or 20 pounds on the nitrous combination, which they're not at minimum weight anyway now, so it won't slow them down. But what it has seemed to do is shake the field up, shakes up the qualifying ladder, and Pro Mod is going to be hot coming into Brainerd. I can't wait to ask my trivia question.
I was reading the comments as you were doing that, and JT Hudson's coming in hot as my favorite comment of the night. Lyle is not the best drinker. LOL. Hashtag indeed.
Oh, man.
Let him see that when he sits the puck back down. Sorry, Dad. I'll stop the F words.
Yeah.
Let him see that. Look at the comment on the screen.
Hey, Lyle. Oh, he doesn't have his headphones on.
Hey, JT. I may not be the best drinker, laugh out loud, Indy, but how many U.S. Nationals trophies do you have, bitch?
Oh, I knew that was coming.
I love it.
I'll take this
Walrat,
off so I can hear it. All the way from Kirksville, Missouri, where the fuck you're from.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a good way to. You think?
Yeah, Lyle, I got a skirt for you if you don't shotgun that beer. I got 2.
What the hell? Things are getting out of control. Does Yingling, is it impervious to chainsaws? Is it the American beer of champions?
I bet you weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not expecting it.
I'm crying. What did you just do?
You're a damn lumberjack.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, I know. I got a beard. You don't. You cut shit with like fucking butter knives and stuff. But it did not poke a hole. I didn't really hit it that hard. So anyway,
Man, things just go off the rails after it's like shaking bacon.
But listen, see the problem we're gonna have. I'm not a good shotgunner. Like I'm not good at putting large amounts of liquid in my mouth and swallowing it. AKA, I don't drink Bud Light. But
with the fear of 00 shit show making this a meme, open your freaking throat and guzzle it down.
Lyle, this is kind of a thing where you're like going to be on the wrong side of the law here.
I know, but so I think that I open it and I like drink a little bit at a time. I drink a little bit and then we talk about it. See.
No, I refilled it during Stevie's filmmaking debut.
Let me see if I can open it with the chainsaw.
I've drank this much vodka. That's a lot for me.
Well, that's bullshit.
It was up to here.
Yeah, no, you're doing good. I'm proud of you. I guess it is counting a little more.
And
but...
I only
we've crashed. I killed it with the chainsaw.
Folks.
This is taking a turn.
It's open.
Yeah.
Now we have to put one of those danger notices on our freaking thing.
And get a computer.
Somebody said,
I think
careful,
that
you
ounces,
cut your eyebrows off.
I think that the ounces that you lost from that. Oh, God. Oh, man. Man. Things are just heading the wrong way right now.
When you bust out a chainsaw, things have gone array.
Y'all created this monster first.
Look at that. We've got beer on his freaking camera. We can't see it.
Oh, man.
Man, this is a good time for me to like fuzz it out so you can't really see if I'm drinking it or not.
Oh, we can't. You're pretty fuzzed out right now.
Don't make me go get one out of there and beat you right now.
Oh, my goodness. I think we got a little challenge, Shaking Bakers. I think we got us a little challenge. You think
no, don't do that because you'll beat me and then I'm a 00 shit show meme for life.
Courtney, do you think you can chug a beer faster than Lyle Barnett?
Absolutely.
Are you willing to prove it on the Shake and Bake Show episode 16?
I don't have a beer here, but I'm willing to
I will magically lose Wi-Fi.
I'm willing to prove it in person at Denver. At altitude, bitch. I'll get you at altitude too.
Altitude does not matter in the speed of chugging.
I know, but I
beer.
wanted to sound
Do not throw that in there.
Why would you not let me sound cool?
What I didn't think about is the aluminum charge it through. I'm just gonna drink a little bit.
No, you freaking open that top and you guzzle it down your throat.
That tastes like barrel. God bless. No.
God, I wish I had a beer so bad. I don't even know any.
I didn't even look at this. The holes up here look sideways, Cap.
All right, here we go. All right, folks, you guys spent a lot of money to watch Lyle fire off this smoky England,
Watch
this
this.
frosty refreshment.
Watch this.
I hope somebody
Oh,
bitch.
man.
doesn't count.
Just-
I hope
Go.
somebody's screen recording this.
Put your finger in and make the hole bigger so it guzzles faster.
Let me see my fucking first time.
It sounds like it is.
How many? All right. How many shotgun beers have you started with a chainsaw?
Never.
None.
You
All right,
win
You
that one.
haven't either because you ain't started yet. So drink.
Well, I'm savoring this.
And the peer pressure on the Shake and Bake show is just
Yeah, this is getting a little bit out of hand. First of all.
Y'all
Gord
bully
says,
me about
hey,
my skirt.
Gord says you need supervision.
Drink.
Oh,
Drink.
man.
Hey, that's everybody knows that.
Go.
I don't record. I don't. What if I get time?
And so
This,
what? You're
this is
racing
putting me
your
on the
damn
spot, and I
self.
don't like it. I don't
You
like
got a
this.
competition buy right now. Just freaking go down the track, man.
All right.
Fuck.
Go,
Squeeze
go,
that
go,
shit.
go. I call shenanigans on the
Bullshit.
volume right there. If
What do
you
you
can
mean?
swallow that much beer that fast, there's something going
Absolutely.
on.
Look, okay, here's what we're going to do.
All right, we're going to do this
Here's
live and
what's
intro.
gonna happen.
We'll
That
have
was
a
pretty
three-way
good.
beer chug off.
In Denver,
I don't know if I'll be in Denver, but I can tell y'all next race I'm at, and we get to Brainerd. If I'm not in Denver, we're going to have this little shake and bake chug off.
It is
we are
unbelievable
going
what
to
my table looks like
live
right
stream.
now. There
If
is
I have to
shit
do it on Flow,
everywhere.
Jackson's getting upset. If I have to do it on Flow, we're going to live stream a shake and bake shotgun, and Courtney, MF, and Enders is going to win.
I guarantee
Period.
you can't beat me drinking beer. All right, it's time for our giveaway, folks. And I put a lot of thought in this. It took me a tremendous
Shush.
amount of time to research this question. This is not really going to be Googleable. You will have to have a decently intimate knowledge of our sport to answer this question. To get a shake and bake flask, Matt, can you fire one of the flasks up on the screen in case some folks have not seen them? Turn the camera up on the beer. So Matt will fire
I
up
did.
okay, there we go. So we're going to give away a limited edition serial numbered Shake and Bake Show flask. And our question today, you don't have to name the event. I'll tell it to you afterwards, but you have to name the competitor and the year. So this may take a while. Somebody may never even get this. If nobody gets both, then I'll end up giving it to you. But to start with, for a while, we're going to name the year and the competitor. When is the last time? Screw it. We're going to do it all.
I'm confused.
Okay, so the question is, you have to name the competitor. I'm telling you the answer has a competitor and a year. Okay. So you got to get them both. If we go 5, 6, 8 minutes, nobody gets it, you can just name the competitor. And they'll get it because they'll start rolling through.
People are already guessing.
NC homeboy, you do not win. When is the last time?
I still taste Barrel.
It's like Beardle. When is the last time an NHRA competition, pro modified competition, that a roots blower qualified number 1 and won the event? And who was it? The year. You don't even have to tell me the event. The year and the competitor. Matt, you won't know this, so I'll put it in private chat.
Dion's here.
There's some people using Google right now, and it's not going to help you because I couldn't use it to find the question.
Dion's arrived.
Dion.
Hey, Dion.
Hello.
Nope, not me. 1961. And we're not counting this weekend. We're not counting this weekend Norwalk. I guess
What
I
did Dion
screwed
say?
that up. Yeah, we're not counting Jason Scruggs this weekend. I screwed the question up. But
Courtney, what did Dion say?
Go ahead, Dion.
I said, Lyle, I missed you, man.
He said, I drove across town and he still ain't chugged that beer.
I did. You missed it. And I cut it
No, I
open
was
with my
watching. It
chainsaw.
took a while.
Jeffrey Barker never drove a roots blower car in any trade competition. 2006. It feels like that. Nope. We still ain't got it. Still ain't got it. Hold on. I'm catching up. Nope. Man, this is going to take a little bit. I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to Google it because I Googled it trying to find the question.
A cop followed me all the way from Bluffdale.
Do. Hey, how is Dion? How's Double C's special punch?
It's special, that's for sure.
He took one drink and then he goes, "Ooh," took another.
It's actually pretty tasty.
So it's not wearing a skirt.
Bill Coleman.
My favorite is the skirt straw hat combo.
Yeah, I think so. It's got a mix between tennis player and farmer.
Yes, it's like
it says
I'm here to photograph drag racing. Might pick strawberries later.
Y'all can all fuck off.
Yeah.
Woo!
Like,
We're getting close.
I gotta weed my tomato plants. Oh yeah, gotta weed my tomato plants, but I'm playing tennis with the girls later.
Hello, welcome to Aloha Village. My name's Courtney. Your room is this way.
I wore that on the side of a pro store.
Randy and Eli, the question is, not counting Jason Scruggs this weekend, when is the last year and the competitor that qualified number one and won an event with a Roots blower? Joe Amato. I love it. Oh, man. We had a couple that are close. Matt, are you watching? Did I miss any? Did somebody get it yet?
Nobody's gotten it yet. I'm watching.
Okay.
Wow.
I told you, that's not
what I would have guessed.
Everybody say hi, Kevin.
Wait, we got somebody.
Really?
Hold on. Let me look before you say it. Put it up on the screen.
Yep, I see it.
Bang! There you go. That was hard. So Texas Fall Nationals, Texas Motorplex, October 2020 is the last time before this weekend that a Roots blower qualified number one and won the event. And that was Brandon Snyder. That was the race before Vegas that year. That shows you how far back Parity has been for the Roots blower up until recent days. Send Matt, tell him what he's got to do. Or she.
Send me an email to matt@steviefast.com with a screenshot of your YouTube channel.
There you go. And we appreciate y'all for playing. Anybody that just guessed Jason Scruggs, apologize. I screwed the beginning.
My favorite guess was the Ralph Nader.
Oh my gosh. Scotty Cannon 04. Yeah. Marcus Burt. That's not accurate. Where's Marcus Burt? I miss my man Marcus Burt. Belushi 2023.
We do have a comment in there that says we miss Farmer Fran, and we talked about that today. We haven't had a good one in a while.
We haven't had a good one. I promise you, when we get someone,
that's one of those things where you can't force it. It's got to be clear.
Because if I just make it up, it's going to be bullshit. When we have a Farmer Fran, it's somebody I really want to crush. So, like when you guys see us go a few episodes without a Farmer Fran, there just hasn't anybody that's done a bunch of dumb stuff. So there's a couple topics we got to go real quick before we go. Let's talk about fighting in alcohol pits.
Ooh. Oh, see, I don't know anything about this, so I'm out on it.
But before I do, I want to say, everybody cue into Eric Ender's comment. Watch every girl in drag racing start wearing the skirts. # Team Courtney. It'll happen anyway. So apparently,
I think the skirt is a nice, elegant touch. It's like wearing a button-up shirt. It's great.
Anyway, don't make fun of me. So I don't know what caused it. I don't know what was said. If anybody knows, go ahead and try.
Okay, so from what I understand, it was between the McPhillips crowd and who?
Nick Janik's crowd.
And apparently Nick took too long to stage against one of the McPhillips cars. That caused an altercation on the starting line, which spilled into the pits. And spilled into the
pits. And long story short, what took it to the next level was, I think Nick, again, I don't know him. I only know the McPhillips, but said something to or about in a derogatory way to McPhillips Sr., and kind of got up in his face. And when it got to Senior, Junior come flying in like a fucking flying squirrel and just went to town because you don't mess with Daddy. And there was a huge brawl. It was about 6 trailers down. We just saw the remnants of it. And apparently, which is ironic, Tony Stewart had to break up the fight.
All I know is they were pitted behind us. My guys said they're brawling in the pit. So, of course, I'm like, hell yes, finally, I'm healed. I'm headed out. So I go blazing out there. I know there's dudes bleeding everywhere. And Sydney comes up. He said, what's happening over there? I was like, those guys, I think, are coming to run pro mod over here. He's like, good. They can be on our team. We like those guys. So, and then about an hour or two goes by, and then they roll around in the floor again. Then the police were there for time number 2. Yeah. So it was pretty good. I mean, this was not a tussle where, the guy hit me in the jaw and I'm mad. This is a tussle where people's head got busted open. Like,
listen, Brian Loans made the best post about it. Yes, I can't quote it because nobody can speak like Brian Loans speaks. And God, I hope we can get him on the show one day. But something along the lines of when people stop going to blows in sports like drag racing, we've got a problem, and the passion is still there and it's still alive. I love it. I love it.
Hey, that was a good brawl in the elite pits last year.
There was. And
was that manufactured or that was a real brawl?
No, that was fucking real. That was real.
It was real.
Ask Richard for the check he had to write. And what's funny is they came over to us joking around in the lanes like, oh, how much is that going to cost us? Richard goes, well, 10 grand.
Damn. Yep. And I'm with you.
No, that was not manufactured at all.
And Cord says it was different teams the second time. So, and I don't know who got yeah. So I think it was a whole different brawl.
Yeah. I don't think they were connected.
I love alcohol racing.
Was it alcohol dragster both times?
I don't know, but I need an alcohol car. So I got to get one.
Listen, they
are. I'm getting us one.
Stevie,
I'm getting us one, buddy. I know we need one. I need one. You can need one. We'll both have one. We'll just have us a shake and bake top alcohol dragster.
And I'll just be there with the camera.
Click.
And apparently my skirt.
Every click.
Right. If you have not subscribed, and clicked the bell icon on our YouTube channel, we would like to suggest that
first of all.
If you don't like watching Lyle cut open a Yingling with a chainsaw and drinking it on the air, this show's not for you. Thank you guys for subscribing, and it's really badass to have. We averaged about 2,000 folks tonight. It's our highest ever. When you watch some of the other podcasts with the numbers that they have, you guys coming on and watching our show, it really makes this fun for me. I've said it a bunch of times. I see Erica's comment. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys, and it's a fun time for me.
The second one involved a medical issue with an allergic reaction. The epi shot made the guy want to fight.
Stop bringing in facts to the story. My deal is somebody left on them and they started beating each other in the head or something. So.
My sister is.
But the likes, the shares, you guys talking about it tomorrow and for the weeks to come is what makes this deal grow. So the more you guys like it and share it, the more beers I'll cut open. I don't know how I top this because I'll rent a jackhammer next time.
We need to run a poll. Who thinks I'm going to beat both of these MFers in a beer shotgunning contest? We'll see in Brainerd.
It's kind of like I always say. There's a couple things you're not going to win at. No one on this planet is going to do a nastier, longier, smokier burnout than me on the planet. And I'm not getting beat. I'm not getting beat shotgunning a beer by a girl. It's just not going to happen.
Okay, but I'm not like a normal girl.
For all 1.9 thousand of you, if you want to be a part of funding the turbo car to come and wreck the countdown for the rest of the year with me driving, hit me up. Lyle Barnett Racing. We're taking any kind of donation. I do have the opportunity to drive the same turbo car I've driven for the past 2 years for the rest of the year. Just got to fund it. I'll be in Indy. I'll be in Indy no matter what. I'll be in Indy no matter what. Yeah.
Erica, how are your fajitas?
Whoa, Erica's had a drink.
She may have two drinks and some fajitas. Right, she's trying to get Stevie.
Yeah, he and I are about to go do the same thing. So.
Man.
Have a fajita.
Yep, and you're right, Mark. We started out with really the first show we had 400 or 500, and we really called this a smashing success. So seeing that you guys like the deal, like the content, we really appreciate it. It will keep us. It'll keep us doing it. And Lyle, how much money we need to go to Brainerd, buddy? I know people are going to ask me, what do we need?
Probably To go to Brainerd and Indy, I would say 50.
All right, 50 grand is the target. All you folks that are at the Yingling plant, send in the.
Dion has $10 on it.
Yep. All right, so we need $49,990.
Willing to take the car to Pottsville, Pennsylvania, and do a burnout in the parking lot of Yingling if we can all collectively think that will work.
I'll wear my
they'll throw us
skirt.
in prison. Yeah, wear the skirt.
Definitely not getting any money.
Oh man.
Tennis courts are down the road. Don't know why he brought that car, but anyway.
Anyway, what a great show this has been, aside from the massive bullying that has happened with Courtney Enders.
I don't even know where to go.
I'm Lyle Barnett. That's Stevie Fast Jackson.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about this. Wait. We missed one thing. Sorry. How do I hide that comment?
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
absolutely.
So this goes out to a special Shake and Bake fan. This was sent in by another special Shake and Bake fan. Wanted us to post it up, and if this offends you, you know who you are.
Then this is not the show for you.
This is not the show for you. And go back to Food Line, buy another case of Bud Light, and don't tune in next Tuesday.
All right. What were you saying, Lyle? Finish us off.
I'm Lyle Barnett. That's Stevie Fast Jackson. Courtney Enders on the bottom wearing a skirt, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Not next Tuesday, but the next. Matt, close us out. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Here we go.
Shake it back! Does that feel good? Yeah.